So over the last week, everything has just gone crazy. Crypto has been under attack. Crypto has been falling. Stocks have been falling. Options have been going nuts. Everything across the board has been going absolutely crazy. But in this particular video, we're going to talk about what happened in the crypto space with BlockFi and the SEC filings and BlockFi having to pay over $100 million to the SEC in fines for its crypto lending trading platform. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about whether or not you should hold on to your BlockFi account, what other accounts or other platforms you might want to look into, and what this does mean for the overall future of crypto. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling with Finance, the YouTube channel for people who have wrestled with finance in the past and look to do better with it in the future. And before we get into this video, I always ask you guys, please, if you like the videos, hit the like button. That helps out the YouTube algorithm, let other people like yourself know about this video who may be looking for things like this on the platform. So I definitely appreciate it. Just take your little finger, your little thumb, your middle finger if you want to, and go down there and hit the like button. And you might as well hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so you know when I have new videos in the future. But right now, let's talk about what the hell happened to BlockFi. So anybody who has a BlockFi account, and I know some of you do from signing up from affiliate links on some of my videos, either here or on my other channels, you know that BlockFi sent out a notice to all of its customers recently that said that the interest accounts would no longer be accepting any new deposits. And this is very important, but we first have to get to why this happened. And if you may have noticed that they had a non-interest bearing account, your wallet essentially, that they established a couple weeks ago, where you had to put your money in the wallet to then put it into the interest account. And if you wanted to exchange or trade anything from your interest account that you had in there, you had to put it in your wallet and then be able to trade it. And it was very convoluted and complicated. Well, their big reason for that is because BlockFi did come to a settlement with the SEC, paying out, as I said before, $100 million in fines and other things. So the story basically goes like this. The acting attorney general, Platkin, and the Bureau of Securities on Monday announced that New Jersey city-based financial services company BlockFi Lending LLC has reached a $100 million settlement with the state and federal securities regulators over the company's offers and sales of unregistered securities in the form of interest-bearing digital asset deposit accounts called BlockFi Interest Accounts, or BIAs as we know them. Of the total settlement amount, $50 million will be paid to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, and up to $50 million will be divided equally among participating members of the North American Securities Administration Association. New Jersey's share will be $943,000 plus. Now, this seems like a big loss for the crypto space and a big win for the powers that be. And in the way it is, they got $100 million out of BlockFi. So there you go. $50 million of it went here, $50 million went there. A lot of people put a lot of money, a lot of your money, in their pockets. But there is something to be said here that there may be a positive. I'll talk about that near the end of the video. But as of right now, what does this mean for BlockFi? And does this mean that your BlockFi account might be closed? I wouldn't be too concerned about BlockFi shutting down or you losing your account or anything. BlockFi's been pretty good about managing its account. And essentially what this lawsuit says is that BlockFi was performing the actions of a security. And what that means is that a security is different from what they had established themselves as before. So if you're a security, you have to pay certain fees, you have to get registered with the SEC, and BlockFi didn't do that. So because of that, and the reasons were is that crypto is not fiat money. So the idea is it's not subject to a lot of fiat stuff. But now that they've established that companies like BlockFi and Celsius and Coinbase, who try to do their own interest-bearing accounts and then shut that down very quickly, are now considered securities. And a lot of rules, and I'm sure they went through it when they went through the trial, there's certain things that you have to pass. Well, why did they consider BlockFi to be a security? Well, there are certain parameters that securities do have, and BlockFi legally now qualifies under a lot of those, and I'm sure the same will apply for Celsius and any other crypto platform that's offering interest-bearing accounts. And a lot of those are, are you putting actual money in there? And people argue that crypto isn't money, it's a representation of money. Some people argue that because you're expecting some sort of a return, which obviously you are an interest-bearing account that's giving you 4%, 5%, 9% returns, that qualifies it as a security. And there are a couple other parameters that qualify the BIA accounts as securities. But I hear you saying, wrestling with finance, it's all well and good and everything for the SEC and for New Jersey and for BlockFi and blah, 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 blah. But what does this mean for me, the person who has a BlockFi account? Because I still have my BlockFi account. I have not changed yet, but I have taken some of my assets out of BlockFi and moved them to other places, and this is the reason why. Currently on the BlockFi platform, you can no longer put any more money, or any more crypto, I should say, which is money, into your interest-bearing account. Now, the money that you still have in the interest-bearing account will continue to gain interest and can still continue to gain interest. Now, whether or not those rates are going to be the same as what they are now, the very high rates, I wouldn't bank on that for much longer. I think even at the end of the month, you might start seeing BlockFi putting out a message to its customers saying that the interest rates that it's been offering, 9%, 8.75%, 4%, 5% on things like Bitcoin and the stable coins, and et cetera, those rates are probably going to be coming down because they're just not going to be able to afford it, because they're not going to be able to lend out as much money as they can. One big thing about this too that you should be aware of, if you're an international person, this only applies to the United States. So it doesn't apply if you're from another country and you have a BlockFi account. It really doesn't apply to you. But if you are in the United States, this does apply to you, and you can no longer put any new money into that interest-bearing account. Also, if you take money out of that interest-bearing account, that's it. You can't put it back in. It doesn't matter. Once you take it out of there, it's out, and you can't put anything else back in it. Now, BlockFi has said that it's going to try to get its interest-bearing accounts up again, and they have other products like the card that they have that gives you cash back in the form of Bitcoin, and other products that they're trying to roll out over the next year. BlockFi has been rumored to be attempting to go public in their near future, so they really want to get their ducks in a row if they're going to go public, because something like this, if they were a publicly traded company, this could tank their stock. But as of right now, they've got other products they're trying to register. But I did notice when reading through through some of the literature on this that they haven't even filed yet. So by the time they actually could get their interest-bearing accounts back again as a product, could be years down the road. So a lot of you may be asking then, what are the other options? Well, there are some other options. Vault is an option, sort of. They are one of the biggest crypto companies in India, and they do offer even higher interest-bearing accounts than what you can find in the United States. And you're going to have to know a little bit more about the proper blockchains to exchange them on, even though the addresses that they give you and the QR codes that you take from one site to the other one may be what they offer you. They might not be the right ones, and you could be waiting 6 weeks, like I'm waiting right now, for my Shiba Inu to get put back into my account. So big warning there. I would check out Vault. I do have an affiliate link down in the description box below if you want to check them out, but be very careful, and I would take that time to learn a little bit more about how funds are actually transferred in the crypto space between these platforms before just going ahead and doing it, because a lot of people have run into this issue. So I'm not saying, again, this is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. You should seek your own financial advisor or do your own research. So don't do what I say on here. I am saying, though, that Vault is an option for you to check out. But ultimately, how could this be good for the crypto space? I did say earlier that this could be good for the crypto space. The one thing that might be a positive out of this is that now that you have the SEC kind of establishing what the rules are, you're going to have other crypto companies, Coinbase and FTX and a lot of these other places, becoming more compliant with what the government wants to do. It is a bit of it's a gray area because crypto is such a new thing, and they're all still trying to figure out the legal ramifications of it, the financial ramifications of it. The financial aspects of it, though, I do suspect is part of the reason why this happened. I know this personally for a fact. About 2 months ago, I started taking a lot of money out of my traditional bank savings accounts that were offering me like 0.5% interest compounded monthly, and started moving it over to my crypto accounts as BlockFi into the stable coins because they were offering 9%. So what's better, 9% or 0.5% interest compounded monthly, paid monthly? I'd rather have the 9%. And I think a lot of the banks, as we know, have some lobbyists involved with Washington, and it's not a far-fetched thing to think that the banks kind of said, look, these guys are gonna, if this gets popular, these guys are gonna really cut into what we have as far as our operating money, as far as our liquid assets. If we can't offer anything more than 0.5% and they're offering 9%, a lot of people have already started moving their money, like I did, into these crypto accounts that are offering them more. You need to shut this down, SEC. There are other problems with it. This could disrupt the stable coins. The USD coin, the GUSD coin, a lot of the other stable coins. Tether's already, that's a whole other issue, but it could disrupt it. It could make those stable coins worth less than $1 if things go really bad with this. But again, at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing as far as the stability of the crypto market, not so much the profitability of the crypto market, but its stability as long as it's now working with the government to kind of establish the rules. I think as far as you being more secure and more confident that your funds are going to be secure, that you're going to gain. But what we're going to give up is a lot of the liquidity and a lot of the huge profits that you can make off of things like interest-bearing accounts. I know this is very complicated. I will do a video in the near future on Vault and some of the other cryptocurrency platforms and show you guys how to get involved with them and show you guys how to transfer them and not make mistakes like I made. I was transferring my Shiba Inu over there and some of the things you need to look out for. But again, if you want to check out some of those places, you can check some of the affiliate links down in the description box below. I will see you guys pretty soon here for more news, rumors, and reviews of the crazy world of finances, including the crypto world, and we'll keep abreast on what BlockFi's next moves are and what their moves are as far as their interest rates on people who still have accounts in the United States. Remember, this is only in the United States. I want to know what you guys think about this though too. Let your voice be heard in the comment box below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Wrestling with Finance. Be safe.